Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I'm here to share with you just a couple more pages in the journal that we are making together. So I hope that you are up to speed with where you need to be, because, you know, like a teacher, I'll check the homework. Not really. With the joy of YouTube, you've got the playlist, the Floral Folly playlist, so you can have a look at any of the pieces that you might have missed along the way. All right, if you want to find the playlist, it is just in the description box, which is below the video. All right, so let's just have a look. This is still loose in here, so we are just looking through where we have got to up until this point. So last time I did this flip out with you with the two little tags, so we've got that. I've put a little vintage journal page in here, and you could put any journal page in here, whatever you have. Don't wanting you to go and buy things. Try and use what you have. I'm very much an encourager of that. Then we did this one last time as well, which is a one-page pocket, and we've got a little pocket over here with some ephemera in it, and we just decorated that up. And of course, if I just take out one of these, you've got a pocket, a secret pocket over there as well. All right, so that is what we have done, and if you want to catch up with any of that, as I said, go and have a look at the playlist. All right, so what we want to do today is I want to decorate this bit here. You might not have a plain page. You can always take a tea stain page and make it shorter, or use one of the pages in your journal that might have text on the back that you don't want. Just have a look and see what you have. A shorter piece of paper, like a notebook paper, would also go well in here. So I'm not going to do too much here, but I want to show you how I sort of layer up things to make a little tuck spot. So I'm going to do that. And then over here on this page, this tea stain page here, I have got a little project that I'm going to use and put in over there. All right, so just so that you know, the page after that, we've got the peach polka dot here. We've got another tea stain page, and this is a project I have done previously, and I will put the link in it for you. This is using a mailer and making a page edge wrap again, a narrow one. All right, so with all the beautiful florals that go so beautifully here, that's going onto the edge of the page here. So I will probably stencil a little bit over here, and then it's a nice tuck spot over here as well. And then on this side, it's got another one on this side, and I'll stencil over here, and it's a nice tuck spot for over there. This is in the playlist, so you'll be able to make that as well during the week until the next video. The next page here again is just a vintage book page. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. So let's go and have a look how we're going to put that together and finish off where you have a shorter page in your journal. You could use this little technique that I'm going to show you now, which is really quick and easy. It's using those scraps that we like to keep, and I do like to use up what I have and throw away as little as possible. So don't throw away any of your scraps. Right, so I'm going to leave that here. I'm just going to move that a little bit up. What I've done is I've just clipped together a couple of bits here, and I've got one of the butterflies from my kit. These are some of the scraps. This came off the little bit we were doing over here, last week's little project. So I've taken a piece with a butterfly that we cut out the window actually, so that's that piece. This is the piece that came off the end of this bit that I trimmed here, so you see nothing's going to waste. Then I've just torn off a strip that's an inch wide, hand torn it, which is, let me see in inches, this is about 13 centimeters, 5 inches more or less. Okay, so that's what I've done there. This one is pretty much slightly narrower, as you can see, so 3/4 of an inch, but just short of 5 inches as well. This is just a strip of tea stain paper that I've torn on the one side, and it's probably 1/2 inch wide. And this again is just a piece I've cut out the window when I was fussy cutting around those flowers. That's the bit there. So those are the bits I'm going to use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm taking this sepia pattern paper, I'm taking the strip of tea stain paper, and I'm slightly angling them like that. All right, so if you have a look, you can see this is narrower and this is further out. Then I'm going to take the pinky one and I'm going to just place that over the top like this. I'm just sort of feeling my way as I go. So this one's smack in the middle of that sepia page. And then this little scrap I'm going to put just on the top here like that. So just angle them as you feel you want to. Sort of doing that like that. All right, and that's what you've got, just a little stack of papers. Now, what you would want to do is I'm going to just hold that down when I feel I've got it how I want it, and I might just move this one a little bit over like that. I'm going to have, no, this one I'm going to do the other way. So let's go a little bit that way. Then I'm going to go the other way. Sort of just getting a layered look here, and then that one on the top like that. All right, so I've got a bit of a layered look here. Now, just to keep that in place, I'm just going for my glue here. Take that out. And I'm holding it with my thumb. Just putting a little bit of glue on each layer just to keep it, not much here. If you are not going to stitch this, then put more down. All right, but I am going to just run a straight stitch right down the middle here. So you don't have to do that, of course, ladies and gents. You can just use your glue, and that would work perfectly well, as you can see already. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run this through my sewing machine right through the middle, and I'll be back with you just in a second. Okay, so I'm back, and there you can see, hopefully, I've just run a straight stitch down the middle there with my sewing machine. All right, now what I'm going to do is I've got the same butterfly but bigger. I'm just going to do what I always do, and I sort of just do this with my distress ink because it takes away any bits of the white paper that might be left, and it sort of gives it a nice hue as well on the edge of the wings. So I'm going to stick this just over that area where the butterfly was. It covers the stitching, but it's sort of just, I like the way it looks. Can't help myself there, you know, butterflies everywhere. I'm not going to apologize. I do love them. Right, so there we go. We've got a little stack of papers, and I do like to use these a lot for lots of different page decorating, all sorts of different ideas. Now what I want to do is I'm going to just bring this further down, and I'm going to stick that across there with glue, underneath there and underneath there, on the underside, of course. So let's just do that quickly, not this side. So I'm just going to run the glue right close to the edge, because we are going to make this a little tuck spot. So there we go. So I've left that bit unglued, and then I'm going to just stick that down here. And this is a great way to decorate a page when you've got a text. I can't speak today. This is a great way to decorate a page when you've got some undesirable writing or article or something that you feel isn't really relevant. I mean, you could have written on here no problem at all, and you still can, so there's nothing wrong with that, but it just adds something to that page. All right, so I quite like that. Now what I've done is I've taken this piece of ephemera, which is a lovely pink photograph, the back of a photograph, and I'm going to just slide that in there. All right, so this comes from my ephemera kit. So there we go. We've got a little tuck spot that's just perfect, and you can put more than one piece in there, and it's perfect just to put that onto that page there. Easy peasy, done. All right, so now we've got that done. We can turn over. I'm going to tackle this page here now. This is a tea stain paper. If you don't know or like making tea stain paper, I do have the digital that is part of the lace tea stained and avocado digital sheets, which are really lovely to print, especially when you want to print it on a back of a page like this, a digital. All right, so and you don't want the wrinkled look. Okay, so this is a proper tea stain page, and on the other side of this we're going to make something quite simple, but we're going to jazz it up a bit, as I do like to do. All right, just check that I'm in frame here, and yes we are. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I have got this page from my lace and doily kit. All right, and I love this. This is actually antique lace, which I got from a lady who was selling her grandmother's fabrics that she'd had over from a wedding dress she'd made for herself. So this is really antique, and I just couldn't cut it up, and I just love the little bits in here, so I had to add it to the kit. So that's going to fit onto the page like this. All right, so pretty much the whole page, and we're going to stick that down. So let's do that first of all. Now you could stitch around the edges here. I did think about it, because you know what I'm like, but I'm not doing that today. All right, so we are just going to glue, because of the fancy bits on the edge. I thought, oh no, I don't want to put myself through that, so I thought, no, glue it is, and here it is. So just gluing the edges here. I just like adding bits to the pages, just to zhuzh them up a bit, as they say. All right, so there we go. Right, so now we're going to stick this down here, like that. There we go. So we just stick that down as the base. Now we are going to layer up here. So that's the first thing. I just love that look. All right, so, and these neutrals are going to go so beautifully with the side as well. Right, the very next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be making a couple of pockets. So what you need here, I'm trying to grab all the bits and pieces, are two things. First, I've got a very light piece of paper. This is like a type of a parchment, but you can use any piece of paper, pink paper, whatever you have. Now I have got a piece that's going to be the back of my pocket, and I'll give you some approximate because it's not really straight. We're looking at about just short of 6 inches in length, or 15 centimeters, and this way we're looking at 10 centimeters, which is 4 inches. All right, so that's the back. And then what I've done is I've taken a piece of watercolor paper. It looks a bit dirty. It went a bit too dark in places, but I've embossed this. Now this is slightly smaller than this piece here, so there we go. That's how it's going to fit. So you've got a border which is about 3/4 of a centimeter or 1/4 of an inch border around the edges, and I've just torn it lower there, and I've hand torn that there. So this one is about, let's take a estimate, it's about 4 3/4 in length as opposed to the 6, and this way it is just short. It was about 3.5 inches. So you're looking at just short of 9 centimeters and 12. All right, so that you've got that kind of an effect. We're going to have that as a pocket, that as a pocket, and I'm going to put another one on the front here as well. All right, so let's just move that a little bit up. I'm going to just take my glue, and again, I probably will stitch this, so forgive me. It is my style, so I can't help myself, but you know, don't be put off by that. You can glue it just as well. So we're going to find where this needs to go, and needs to go a little bit more over. Don't stick yet, hot glitter glue. All right, so not quite right, but there's only so much forgiveness this glue has, so you got to be quick. Right, so there we go. That's there. And then what I've got is I've taken another piece of ephemera from my kit. So it's this little dinner ticket that's quite pinky peachy, and I'm going to put that onto the front over here again. Now with this one here, I just ran it through my embossing folder. This is the Rosa die, I think. I'll put it is in my Amazon favorites list, so you can go and have a look there. And then again, I'm going to make this into a pocket, so I'm not going to stitch this one. I'm just going to glue the edge over here like that. All right. And this art glitter glue is strong, so make sure you're using a great glue that you like. And again, just trying to guesstimate the edges here. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3 pockets. And again, what I'm going to go and do very quickly before I carry on is I'm just going to go and do a little bit of stitching on this pocket here. Just like that. It's decorative, you don't need to do that. So guys, I'll be back here just in a second. All right, so there you can see I've just stitched around that edge there. While I was stitching, I was just thinking, I didn't say to you, I took my little ink dauber thing and my Distress Oxide, the vintage photo one, and I just sort of ran that over there. First of all, I took the pad upside down, and that's why I've got that dark section. But then I just went like this with the dauber on the various bits because I wanted a lighter look. And also, you don't need to use watercolor paper. You can use any cardstock that you have, or light cardstock. That would work just as well. All right, so just wanted to give you some pointers there. Right, so we've got that. We've got our 3 little pockets now, so that's perfect. So what I want to do is stick this down. So pull this back. I'm going to stick this lower because I'm going to put a tag behind there. So I'm going to stick that sort of here. And again, we're only holding on the side that I'm not wanting to glue. And going to, again, just put some more glue on the edges there. Okay. Now, I know someone will ask me, I print my digitals, the pages on about 120 GSM, and the ephemera pack I usually print on 160 or 120. Just depends. In this case, I have printed these on 160, this particular ephemera kit. All right, so that is £60 weight for 160, or 120 I think is I think it's £40 weight. I'll look that up for you. All right, and again, the paper I use and all the stuff, this paper, all of this, it's on the Amazon favorite list. So if you're wanting to see what I use and the details, go and have a look there. The link for it is at the bottom of my description box if you're wondering. Okay, so we've got that in place. Now what I want to do is, before I show you what I'm putting in there, is just a few more things. First of all, I've got a couple of die cuts, which I have. One is a peach wildflower die cut from Tim Holtz, and you know I do like these. This is also the same pack of Tim Holtz die cuts, and it's just in like a champagne color. So I'm going to lay these up on the side here, like that, just to give it a little bit more. I just like that, and pick up this peach over here. So I'm going to do that ever so quickly. I hope you guys are having fun making this journal. I am loving it. Love reading your comments and people sharing with me. Remember, you can always share with me by tagging. If you have Instagram account, you can tag me on Angela Kerr, or use my Instagram angela.k50 and tag me in. Otherwise, you can send me an email if you want to share something. It's always wonderful to see what you guys are making. So that's amazing. Then I've got just this little greeny one, and it's very pale. I got this from Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. You cut out all those die cuts for me. What an absolute star. Again, this is from a Tim Holtz Sizzix thin knit die. They're all the Sizzix ones. And this is Garden Greens, I think. And I do have it myself. It is wonderful. I bought it after seeing these from Teresa. I didn't realize there was one of those, and of course, you know, I do love these. Probably one of the best tools, this with a die cut machine ever. Right, now what I've got is, I've got this scrappy little bit of velvet that I found, and I don't know where I've got it. I've had it for years. And I haven't got my Fabri-Tac glue with me here, so I'm just going to use the art glitter glue. It works equally as well. and the fine point nozzle is a dream. So I'm going to just put this over the bottom, this scrappy bit. So I'm going to just do it over there like that. I think I wanted it just over that bit, and like that. So that's just sort of picking up the soft hues here. And then what I did was I rummaged through my doily pack bit, and I cut this bit off, the scrappy bit that I had there. It had a flower crocheted doily in the middle, and I've just stitched a very soft coloured peach button in the middle there. So I'm going to put this over here like that, and I think I'm going to have to, I've got the Fabri-Tac just behind me here, I think. All right, so there we go. We can just put a bit of that on there and a little bit of it around the edges, and it's quite delicate, so just dotting it around as you do. Then we want to just position that over here. So I think that's where I want it. So go and have a look at those scrappy bits that you've got. This was a doily that was full of holes that I got, which is fine because I feel better about cutting it up, you know. So no worries with that. Right, so we're getting there. Just make sure you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so we've got that little doily piece, we've got that all laid up beautifully there. And now I've got my big tag that's part of the add-on kit. I've stuck on a butterfly there, and if you can have a look, I've stuck on two very pale those Sizzix die cuts again. You don't have to do this at all, guys, you really don't, but I just had them and I just thought they went perfectly. And again, Teresa did these for me, and I think these are called stems from Sizzix as well. But all of these kits are on my Amazon favorite. But don't go and buy something, you know, try and use what you have. Now I want to talk to you about something people have asked me, and that's how I make the crinkle ribbon, and I wanted to show you. So here we have it. What I do is, and you can see this has just been in that little clip overnight, and if you want it longer, it'll be more wrinkly. And all I do is I make a little bunch of it into a tight little ball, scrunching it up like this. This is all I do. Sometimes I wet my hands, just my hands, and they're damp, and both hands, and then I'm making this wet as I do it. It gets even more of a wrinkled look. Then once you've got it like this in a tight little ball, you just push it into your clip and you leave it on the table overnight. You can use bigger clips or even those bull clips as well. All right, so that's how I do that, and it's just lying here on the table. So I've got some seam, this is just seam binding, and what I'm going to do is just grab my sharp little scissors here, and I'm just going to cut the one side. And you know, I do keep these for clusters. That's what I use those for. I don't throw anything away if I can help it, very little. And then I'm going to thread that through there. You can see I've put a little polka dot scrap there and an eyelet. All right, you can use your hole punching tool. You don't have to put an eyelet in if you don't have a crocodile. And you also get eyelet setting tools which aren't crocodiles as well. So, you know, there's lots. Right, so we just want to pull that down a little bit. There we go, pull it forward. Just trying to get it right. Okay, like that. And then you can cut off whatever it is that you don't want. So I'm going to do it like that, and probably like that. Okay, and we'll just pull it how I want it. Okay, so there we go. That's how I do the crinkly ribbon. And you know, I will faff with it. All right, so that's that there. I can cut this a bit shorter. There we go. This is going to slide into the back here like this, of that. And then what I did was, again, took this piece of ephemera, I've backed it onto card, as I did with the tag as well. I've just put a little piece of ribbon in there and stitched around it, and that goes beautifully here. So that's going to go into my second pocket over here. So let's just get that in there. And then what I did was, I've got the smally little one that says Foster's on it. That's going to go into this pocket over there. I've got this little bit that I've cut, and that's going to go into the back over there. Slightly up there. And then what I did was, I just took a piece of card stock, craft stock, that's the word. So it's sort of firmish, and then I've just taken a butterfly, cut it in a tag shape, stuck the butterfly on the end, stamped a little floral flourish, that word, over there, and I've just put a little sentiment on there. So this is like the tags tab, and I quite like that look, so that's going to go in there, and that's how it looks. All right, so that's what we've got going today. I hope you've enjoyed doing that. It was a lot of fun, quick and easy fun. And there we've got that one as well, which is great on pages, full-length pages as well. So our book is coming along really nicely now, and I'm loving how it's turning out. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. Thank you guys so much for following along with me. Come and join me again for another episode. As I said, we have got this one that you will need to do, the page edge. I will stencil that and show you what it looks like and find something to tuck in there. I think I'm going to, we'll have a little think. I don't want too much on every single page. We want some writing space. So that's that page there, which will take us up to this page here. So that's what I'm going to do next, this page and possibly something over here. All right, everyone, thank you so much. As I said, let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you don't. And I will see you guys all very soon in the very next video. Thank you guys. Bye.